No, we lying. I said, oh, we lie. Well, if we live, let's get with it then. Thought about taking the day off. I really did. I know why that's not showing up on my screen, but not me. I don't show up. That's crazy. And I'm supposed to believe it like I'm stupid. We'll see the chat. Let's go. Where's my channel at, man? What the hell? I'm about to throw the phone in a minute. This is crazy. Where the hell am I at? I ain't never seen nothing like this. So I have to go in here and to Brother Derek. And now I find myself. That's just crazy. That don't make no sense at all. You have to wonder. Who allows this kind of cheating to go on? Why the hell I can't find myself? When YouTube come up with that? When did YouTube come up with that? That you can't find your own channel? I'm just curious. When did YouTube come up with that you can't find your own channel? They're going to show you everybody else's channel but yours. And I'm worrying about trying to hurry up and log in. Ain't nobody saying nothing anyway. I ain't missing nothing. I'm worrying about seeing the chat. Ain't nobody saying nothing anyway. Hello, is there anybody here? How y'all doing today? Still can't find myself on the Samsung S8. What are you sitting there spinning for? You showing that it's been spinning for like 5 minutes. Show me. You keep showing me everybody else. I don't care about these people. I'm looking for myself. The History Channel. I ain't looking at the History Channel in like year, but you gonna show that first. You know what? So we gotta do this. We gotta do the same thing we did on the S8. We gotta go to the Brother Derek show on YouTube. That don't make no sense. That I can't find myself. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I mean, this is the first time I've ever had to go through something like this. I don't understand why I can't find myself. Yeah, because I be in the kitchen cooking. I have that on when I'm in the kitchen cooking. Well, you making everything hard. I tell you. It's all good, though. I've been a little cranky. That's why I didn't go outside today. Because I'm a little irritated. I'm a little irritated. Some of y'all going to say, well, why are you irritated? I'm irritated because I'm tired of somebody spending my money. Ever since we got this new plan, all I'm doing is kicking out money. And I'm sick of it. Thanks to this plan, we couldn't get the brake fixed on Marsha. Somebody had donated a little something, and I was going to get the tail signal lights for Marsha. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I got 3 calls from Walmart. They want me to come down there and give them this money. Walmart didn't used to call me. That's the 3rd time in 2 weeks. We went to Walmart the other day and spent $23. And one of those things was a glucose meter, and the daggone pen don't even work. I'm just stabbing myself to get the readings. Time I turn around, I'm about ready to block Walgreens numbers. Every time I get a couple dollars, they come right here and steal it. I'm getting sick of it. Now, salute to Nia, because Nia gave me a link, and the doctors told me to get the wrong plan. And I know why they told me to get the wrong plan. Because they don't use it. They don't make much money off of it. That's why they didn't direct me the right way. So shout out to Nia. And shout out to Anastasia, who I spoke on the phone today. She was very helpful, and she talked with me. We was on the phone for a while. I wasn't supposed to get the Medicare Advantage plan. I was supposed to get the Medicare dual Medicare plan. What does the dual mean? Well, since I got Medicare Part A and Part B, and I got medical assistance, I have dual or two insurances. So I should have a dual program that takes advantage of both. I almost didn't get my vision saw yesterday because after signing in online, I did before I went, and I still had to stand up there for 10 minutes and do an online thing. I'm like, well, Don, I thought I did this already. After I went and sat down, the man said, hey, do you got $50? What $50? You got a $50 copay. Sir, I ain't never paid a copay in my life. No, you got to pay a $50 copay. So I went up there and I slammed all three cards down. I said, I got Medicare, I got Care First Medicare Advantage, and I got medical assistance. Why do I got to pay you anything? He goes, oh, you got Medicare? I said, yes. Oh, okay, well, let me look. Then he come back and say, okay, you don't have to pay the $50. Great, walk out of there. Make me get up a daggone 6:30, 6:50 in the morning and get here by 8, and you want to try and throw $50 on me? Every time I turn around, ever since we switched programs, I'm kicking out Doski. Now, I understand that, last week some people came and donated. And got done it, boy, the devil taking it quick with his Medicare. Got done. We spent 13, 23, 15, and now tomorrow we got to go spend another 12. Before 2021, I was paying $50 a month. But until 2 weeks ago, I was only paying the $9.95 for the insulin. I was only paying the $9.95 for the insulin. We have spent $50 already in 2 weeks. It's not even the 15th of the month. The PayPal is at zero. My disability card is at zero. The bank account is at zero. Everything is at zero. Except for the Cash App. And they cleaning the Cash App out. I'm glad I was able to get paper towels and trash bags and I got the glue. I was lucky to get that. I was lucky to get it when I told you if you don't spend it, somebody gonna spend it for you. So I'm gonna be stuck on this plan for the next 2 months. In January, I'll start on a new plan that I'm getting tomorrow. I'm not happy about it, but I can survive 2 months. It won't kill me. But God darn, I don't like being able to not get what I want because somebody else is taking my money. I wasn't paying nothing before. Why am I paying so much money now? It doesn't make any sense. But I understand because the lady said there's 2 programs in your area. Those 2 programs was on the list that Medicare gave me. Those 2 programs was on the list. But the doctors that I talked to kept saying, no, get the care first. No, don't get the Sierra. No, don't get the Kaiser Permanente. Those were the plans that I needed. No, we don't like to deal with them. No, you know. See, they talk about what's good for them. There are no copays. Your medications can't be no higher than $3.65. And the lady said you get the 90-day prescription, then you won't pay that $3.65 a month. You'll only pay it once every 3 months. There ain't no copay for doctor visits. No copay to see a specialist. No copay for hospital stays. No copay to go to the ER. But what I got now got copays for all of them. From $5 to $90. So Lord knows if I have to go to the hospital in the next 2 months, I'm going to be broke. Not even broke, I'm going to be under. I ain't gone from being, I'm on and grown about going from Medicaid to Medicare. Now I'm on and grown about going from Medicare to Medicare Advantage. It's crazy. So the doctors basically said, we don't care that it might break you, but we want you to go with the people that's the easiest for us to deal with. That's basically what they said. Because it wasn't just one. Now, if I have to change doctors all over again, God darn it, it's going to get done. Because if they screwing me like this, I don't want to be seen by them. Money grubbing. Trying to squeeze every dollar they can out you. No, thank you. So, the lady supposed to call me tomorrow at 6:30, and I'm going to be there. Now, we're leaving out probably around 11 or 12 tomorrow. And we're going to run down to the pharmacy, and I'm going to give them this money. And this new medication, it ain't been out long. It's just got released by the FDA. I don't know if I was still alive when the lady was talking about it. Because remember, we got caught at the heart clinic. No, it had to be a black lady. Had to be a black lady. I had the phone on me. I actually had it on the stand, and it was sitting on the table facing me. She'll come around there, hey, I thought I saw myself. How you see yourself when it's on me? Well, you can't be taping it in here. I'm not interested in what the other people are doing. I'm interested in why I'm here. Well, you can't be taping. I'll turn it up. Hey, I said I turn it off. I'll get ready to get up and walk out of there. They record you when you come in the hospital. Why can't you record back? Same thing with the market. Tomorrow, we going with this. And I dare somebody to say something. Tomorrow, we going in the market. I got it attached. We're going to have it on my head. So that way we ain't got to worry about a selfie stick. I'm just going to put it on the helmet. And I'm going to look retarded with this on. We already know I'm going to look retarded. We already know. I'm going to look retarded with this on my head. Good. I'm willing to do it for y'all. We're gonna look retarded, and somebody gonna say something, and let them say something. Cause that has 2 bright red lights on the top of it. Ain't no getting around that. And I ain't tall. I'm short. So people gonna know that we recording, and they're gonna have to get over it. And somebody say something to me, we'll go out there and get on the bike and we'll ride to another market. It ain't that serious. Now I see that the internet's dropping again as usual. Am I surprised? Nope. Somebody don't want us to be live. That's all. We not mad. I raised the resolution in the camera. I had took it down. It was like 12 something. It was 1200 and something by 720. I took it back up to, I think it's 2880 by 12 something. I raised it back up, so the resolution will be better. That was an experiment to see if the phone would handle the data better. But the quality was crap. So I was watching it. It only cut off once. We was in the market, but god darn, the quality was crap. So I'd rather it cut off. I'll have the S8 in the in the cart. I'll have the S8 in the basket. In the part, where you open it up at. I'll have it right there so I can keep an eye on it. And if I see it says data connection lost, I just hit retry and then come back on. And we'll just do that. And like I said, I have the helmet on. So y'all should get some really good views. Now, what I could do is put the helmet in the basket. I could take the helmet off and put it in the basket. So I put the other camera that we had, I put that back on the bike. So we can still have 2 different views. And y'all can have the 360 live. And then we can still come back and look at the camera footage, which I miss doing that. And like I said, I checked the quality of the stream we had with the old camera, the one that fell off the scooter. And, of course, they had to crack the lens. Had to crack the lenses. So, we'll see how that works tomorrow. We'll see how many funny looks I get. Because I already know I'm going to get some funny looks. Like I said, we're going to get some funny looks. Because the camera, dang. I guess I could turn the lights off. Because I'm not going to be able to see whether it's recording or not. It's going to be on my head. So I guess we could turn the lights off and maybe nobody will notice. When we go to the pharmacy, I'll hold the helmet in my hand. It's 360, so you'll be able to see everything. And then when we go into the market, I'll put the helmet in the basket. I'll put the helmet in the basket, and it won't be so obvious. And I'm going to go look at the, like I said, real lights is how you know it's recording. But I also can tell by the S5. Because if it's not recording, then it's going to say that it lost the data. So we'll try that tomorrow. We'll give that a shot. Bobcat sent me some videos today about AliExpress, and they have the Pasolette PS6 for $1,046. That's cheaper than my $13.99 coupon with free shipping. But you add $2.99 for that shipping. You add that shipping cost in there, you up to $1,300 something. Why not pay the $13.99 and get it in 7 days or less? We talking about $60. But you might have to wait, because your package might be on that ship sitting out there at the bay. Your package might be out there on that ship that's stuck out there at the bay. We saw a video the other day. All them ships sitting out there looking stupid, waiting to get unloaded. And your bike might be on one of them ships waiting to be unloaded. Might be sitting out there for 2, 3, 4 weeks. You can get a Pasolette bike. So they can keep that $60. I'd rather be riding than waiting. Ain't nothing worse than waiting. God, no, man, they said too. No. I'll be out there riding around while somebody else is sitting there. Well, it's coming. They said it might take 2 weeks, might take 3 weeks, might take 5 weeks, might take a month, maybe it might take 2 months, but it's coming. I saved that $60. Well, hey, I'm out here riding now. Don't you wish you paid that $60? There's a time to be cheap, and there's a time not to. I still say the Pasolette PS6, you're going to have a hard time finding a bike to beat it. For $13.99, 20-inch, 4-inch wide fat tires, hydraulic brakes, full suspension, 8-speed Altus Shimano shifter. Not the Turney, the Altus. 12 amp hour battery, color display. That bike gonna be hard to beat. Comes with a heavy duty rack. Fenders. Comes with a front headlight and a tail light. And when you hit the brake, it let the cars know behind you that you're slowing down, and they ought to slow down. For $13.99, and they got a 750 watt motor that can peak at almost 1,100 watts. And I said, I said I say it again. I said They got 20-inch, 4-inch wide wheels with full suspension. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Marsha, well, her 20, I say 27.5 inch, because that's what I measured. I measured 27.5 inches. They saying 26.5. When I reset her display, it said 27.5 inches. So that's what I'm going with. When I looked at Jan and Marsha together, Marsha wheels look taller than Jan's was. That might be a 28-inch, but they saying 26.5. I'm saying 27.5. And that flex frame suspension. Y'all find it funny. They didn't send me a perfect bike. But I'd rather ride the non-perfect bike than ride the perfect bike. Why is that? Because number one, them 26-inch fat tires is to die for. The flex frame suspension. The 9-speed shifter, I don't shift gears. I got Bessie on 4 because the guy at the bike shop said that the crank is not lined up with the gears, but he said the fourth gear is lined up, and that's what Bessie's on. Bessie's on 4. I don't even know what gear Marsha's on. The gear that's easiest for me to pedal, that's the gear she on. Whether that's 109, I don't know which one it is. Most Americans don't care about no. It's only them athletes that's out there racing. They care about it. Or people that are trying to go on these trails. And they out there riding around and they're going 7, 8, 9 miles per hour. And they trying to pedal with the bike to get more battery. Instead of buying a spare battery. That's all you got to do. Buy a spare battery, you cheapo. Buy a spare battery. Won't kill you. We took a spare battery and rode all around my city. I had a great time with that video. I hope y'all had a good time too. I wish I had a better camera. Now, the reason we don't go down there a lot is because of the traffic. Traffic take the fun out of riding because you can't enjoy the ride. Because number one, you got a light on almost every damn corner. If it's not a light, you got a stop sign. That's number one. Number two, you got idiot drivers out there that act like they don't see you. That's why I wanted to get the turn signal for Marsha, but damn healthcare company. I got one on Bessie. I was able to hurry up and get that before all the stuff started happening. I should have got one for Marsha. But like I said, I keep saying that I keep saying it and don't do it. I keep saying that I'm going to leave Marsha alone, but I like riding her. Bessie the more dependable bike. But it's something about the GS9 Plus. Something about that Pedelec GS9 Plus. It's just something about it. And I keep saying it, even though I think Bessie's the best 500-watt bike out there. When I have to go uphill, Bessie got smaller wheels and more torque. That's when I miss Bessie. When we on level ground and going downhill, I don't miss Bessie. But that's when you get to really take advantage of those fat wheels and that motor. And I'm hoping that as I lose weight, I'm hoping that the bike will carry me faster. You know, and until I can get the PS6. I haven't even checked. Has anybody been buying any? Did anybody buy anything? Because we still trying to get it. I only got to sell 15 and I get to keep Marsha, and they're going to send me a PS6. I haven't heard nothing from the seller. Let me share the screen. Let's go take a look. Have we sold any? I got some news stories to look at. Yep, that's the bike I want right there. So, nope, still 15. 15. So it's 30 units. And nobody not buying it. I don't know why. 12 amp hour battery, 8 battery protection system, 750 watt motor, cruise control, 20-inch, 4-inch wide tires, front suspension, alloy lockout suspension, rear suspension, aluminum alloy hydraulic, brakes, dial hydraulic disc brakes, 180 millimeter rotors, tires, CST, Cheyenne, thumb throttle, display, MC6 waterproof, LCD dashboard with color, charges in 4 to 5 hours. And cruise control. All right, I'm gonna stop saying 1100 watts because they got here on the website. The average input is 500 to 750. Peak output is 750 to 1000. But with them 20-inch wheels. All right. Oops. Now, like I said, if I never get one of these, I'm still all right because the bike they made before it, that's an upgrade to this bike. I got it sitting right there. I got the black version though. And this bike is on point. This is the best 500 watt motor I believe out there. And I challenge anybody that come race me for the 500 watt motor. I challenge you. Come take the hill test. Come take the hill test. This bike takes me wherever I need to go with no problem. And like I said, the 20-inch tires, if it had the suspension and the 750 watt motor, I'd be good to go. I'm looking right at the bike. If that bike had the suspension that the PS6 has, if it had the 750 watt motor, if it had hydraulic instead of mechanical brakes, I don't care about the speed shifter. Those are the reasons why I want the PS6. This is the 5. Because even though it only got a 500 watt motor, because of the smaller tire size, it's right behind Marshall when it comes to hill climbing. I think it climbs the hill better than Marshall does. But when you on level ground and going downhill, ooh, child, it's a difference. And you see it. Now, if I had the same motor, even in the condition that Marshall's in, if I had the same motor in the PX5, oh my goodness. With them 20-inch wheels instead of them 27.5-inch, the motor would have less tire to move. It would give me more hill climbing ability and more torque. But the fact that this bike carries me around and don't complain, I mean, we rode almost 3 hours on full throttle. That's impressive for an e-bike in this price range. And like I said, Penselect do give you features. They give you the suspension seat post. Most of these people won't give you no red anything, but they give you a suspension seat post. They give you the rack. They give you fenders. I saw a bike that was $1,900. It still had a 7-speed shift on it. That's what's on this bike. A 7-speed shifter. Why would you spend $2,000? And they said it had a 750 watt motor, but then it said it's nominal. It's nominal. I don't like the word nominal in 750. It said it's nominal 500. Well, this is a 500 watt bike, but it can peak at 750 or higher. So you're going to expect me to spend $2,000 and get the same motor without the features. But that's what people are doing. They don't realize it. But they'll realize it when they come do my speed test and see me smoke them on Bessie. When they realize that their 750 watt motor is really a 500 watt motor. But some people lie and tell you the peak. Don't ask what the peak is first. Ask what is nominally. What does it nominally do? I wonder if they say what's nominal on here. Hold on. Do they say it here? Trying to see if they say it here. The battery. They don't mention it. And somebody asked me, are they anti-puncture? Says it right here, 5 layers of tires. I can tell you, I ain't got a flat yet. I haven't got a flat on either bike. I haven't got a flat on either one. Either. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. I meant to look at the plus. Did we sell any pluses? It just says it's in stock. That don't help you. Let me see the description. Mm-hmm. All righty. All righty. If somebody wants to buy a bike, y'all welcome to. If not, let's check the news. Matter of fact, I got some stories already set up. Hold on, we got to open Chrome and let's go to Liz. A lot of stories here. Oops, went too far back. I don't even believe this story, but it's here. Let's check it out. Oops. Well, that's right. I did put it in a thing. If anybody want to help, we need $12 to get this for Marsha. If anybody want to help, it's just a turn signal for safety. If anybody want to help, if not, don't worry about it. I ain't got hitting all this time. I hit the wrong link. All right, let's check out the news.
Also breaking, person stabbed in a Westtown convenience store over a mask. Police say the male victim asked a woman to put on a mask inside a 7-Eleven at Grand and Halstead. That's when the woman pulled out a knife, stabbed the man who asked. He was stabbed in the abdomen. The victim taken to Northwestern Hospital in critical condition.
You stab a man for asking you to wear a mask. You stab a man for asking you to wear a mask. If you don't want to wear the mask, go someplace else. When they wouldn't let me bring Marsha in there after I just brought her that day before and last week,
Now to some
I just
breaking
left.
news. Long Beach U.S. Marshals involved in a shooting. Let's go to Desmond Shaw live in Sky 9 for the latest. Des.
Yeah, Juan and Leslie, we're near downtown Long Beach. You can see at the corner of 12th and Pacific. That's where this all went down. Unfortunately, not too many details, but we do know that it was a U.S. Marshal that fired their weapon. Nobody was hit. All officers are safe and accounted for. It's unclear the circumstance that led up to it, but if it's a U.S. Marshal, you have to think it was probably something pretty serious that happened out here. And it's now Long Beach police that are handling this investigation. Looks like some sort of evidence right here near this canopy that they just set up, but unclear what it is. But again, no one hit in this U.S. Marshal involved shooting here near downtown Long Beach at the corner of 12th and Cedar. Big investigation, though, even though nobody was hit. These always trigger hours-long investigations to try to figure out exactly what happened. Live in Sky 9 overhead, I'm Desmond Shaw. Leslie and Juan, back to you in the studio.
All right, Desmond, thanks so much.
Let's keep it going.
Good afternoon. I'm Andy Sirota.
We appreciate you joining us. I'm Christine Noel. We begin with a developing story happening in the Spring Branch area. Police are investigating a drive-by shooting off of Long Point Drive near Blaylock Road. KPRC2's Kathy Hernandez has been following this story and has the very newest information.
Police say the man killed was with a group and they were inside that BMW stealing catalytic converters from cars on this street before the shooting. Detectives opened that trunk and found at least 3 of them inside. They say that group, they were stealing catalytic converters on Spring Rock and Long Point Drive at about 6:30 this morning. At some point, police say someone opened fire on the group, and as they were trying to get away, they hit another vehicle and then crashed into this fence. Witnesses say several men ran away from the car. One of them collapsed in the street and died. The shooter took off.
Obviously, someone came up. We don't know if we've talked to the owner of this black Tacoma right here. Don't believe they were involved. We don't know if maybe they had stolen some from down the street and another owner, he was cheap. We just don't know at this point.
At 6:30 in the morning, I mean, that's people are going to work at that time. You don't expect to see that going on. And I mean, Long Point is a big thoroughfare, so that's rush hour traffic for us here. That's really, it's very scary.
Kim says it was especially scary because this is a head start and children could have been hurt. Police now are talking to witnesses and searching for surveillance video to help in this investigation. Reporting in Spring Branch, Kathy Hernandez, KPRC 2 News.
People out there stealing catalytic converters. They're gonna sing. I'll check this out. Because they ride bikes. I'll check this
Well, in the
out.
worst of the pandemic, with New York City on lockdown, an army of 65,000 delivery workers on bikes kept the city fed, often risking their lives.
But many of them have become targets of violent criminals. I spoke to some of these workers about the service they perform and how they're banding together to stay safe. So this is a really dangerous spot.
It's really dangerous spot.
The perfect spot for an attack on food delivery workers. A dark, isolated stretch along the Willis Avenue Bridge connecting Manhattan and the Bronx. It is where thieves ambushed this man, beat his face, and made off with his livelihood, a $2,000 electric bike.
They beat me up. They beat him up, yes, with a chain or whatever they have. He has bleeding on this part and the forehead, sir.
It's happened dozens of times in recent months, and Sergio Solano and Juan Tapia are out to stop it.
We don't want to fight with anybody. We just protect ourselves.
The delivery boys, as they're known, patrol this area after their shifts, helping delivery workers cross the bridge safely.
Okay.
During the pandemic, delivery workers, often making below minimum wage, have been outside facing extreme weather, hazardous streets, including deadly hit and runs like this one, and the constant threat of robbery. These delivery workers were assaulted when they tried to stop the theft of a bike. You were getting hurt?
Yes.
26-year-old Sheikh Mohammed, an immigrant from Mali, has been a delivery worker for 2 years. We met up with Mohammed at this bike repair shop, a refuge for dozens of these essential workers.
You've been hit by cars,
Yes.
by taxis.
Yes.
You've had your bike stolen.
Mm-hmm. Every day I'm worrying something can happen to me on the street.
In a recent survey, 54% of delivery workers, many of them immigrants, reported being robbed, and 30% said they were assaulted during the robbery.
So why is it important for you to be here every night?
It's important for me. I protect to my guys. I protect to my people.
The delivery boys communicate in real time over apps, sending alerts whenever someone is in trouble.
You get there, and then what?
So when they see those guys all together, they can't do anything.
Strength in numbers.
Yes.
Did you feel like maybe you could get shot? You could get cut?
Last week, we have a guy got shot because they want to take his bike.
This year alone, 10 delivery workers have been killed on the job. These deaths were the last straw for the delivery boys. They started protesting and lobbying city officials. Last month, New York City passed measures to improve working conditions and set minimum pay. But it's hard to legislate safety.
If there was nobody protecting this bridge like you are, what would happen?
They're coming back.
They'd come right back.
Yes, that's going to happen.
So you have to stay.
We have to stay.
Incredible perseverance. These guys' bikes cost $2,000.
Yeah, they're not
They have to go out and get them replaced. One of the aspects that really surprised me is that a lot of restaurants don't let them use the restrooms. And that law that the city council just passed makes it so that they get to use the restrooms. That's a long, tough day. Just one more indignity that they have to deal with.
I feel like this is just the surface.
It really is.
It
really
the
is.
issues that they face every
We could
day.
go on. Absolutely. It's tough.
It certainly is. And I'm glad you were able to highlight those issues.
A daggone shame.
Good afternoon.
That's a daggone shame. Shame. I forgot to. Oh yeah, yesterday we got the Gorilla Glue. You can see I used half of it. Y'all know that the pannier bag on the right hand side, it came loose, and it kept getting stuck in the back wheel, and that's what was causing that zzz sound. That's what was causing that sound. So I had a choice: buy new Velcro, or just I had to pull it out the wheel. It was wrapped in the wheel. And it was causing that zzz sound. So I glued it today, and I got glue. I can't get it off my hands. I still got some right there, and right there, and right there. I tried to pick myself and do the reading today, and I couldn't get the blood to come out because the glue was over my fingers. I couldn't get the blood to come out. So we got that handled. The cold water in the handle, there's a notch, and it says, on one side on one of them it say hot water, the other one say cold water. That kept popping out. So I glued that in. We ain't got to worry about that coming out no more. So we got that handled. I also, like I told you, and I got it facing the wrong, I'm retarded. I got it facing the wrong way. Are you serious? I got the camera facing the wrong way. Are you serious? Oh, Lord. I got the camera facing the wrong way. It's got to face this way. And then you tighten it up. How are the things to be a YouTuber? There you go. Now you can see it has 2 green lights. Can y'all see that? You can see it now. 2 green lights, right? But when you record, it turns red, and both of these lights start flashing, okay? They both start flashing, okay? And it's a blue light over here See, it takes a Bluetooth connection. Y'all see that? It takes a Bluetooth connection. That's how it connects. And give me the S5. Now it's connected. And y'all see the blue light is on. See it? Hey, I'm coming, King. You see it? You see it? What's going on, Kevin? Now you go to YouTube. And y'all can see that it's alive. I'm going to put it on private. Now, you hit the record button. See? Hit the record button and see it spins around. Right? Now, watch the lights. This is how you know it's recording. See? Believe it or not, we live right now. I got it on private though, but we live right now. All right. Now, we're going to stop the live. It's saying your connection is weak. We in the house. Amazing how it says that when we in the house. That's amazing. I'm going to delete it. Delete broadcast. Yes, please. Now we're going to go into the settings. And you can see it's 3 sizes there. That's the resolution. Now we had it 1440 by 720. So we had 1440 by 720. Now, you know that one camera, one direction, 1280 by 720 is standard HD, the regular. That's what we're streaming in right now. But imagine if you had 2 lenses and it had to cover the 2 lenses. It wouldn't be this clear. It'd be blurry. So it also got 1920 by 960. Now 1920 by 1080 is full HD. But you got divided by 2. That's the part you're missing. So we're doing 2560 by 1280. But you got to break it in half. And that's why the quality doesn't look as good when you live streaming. All right, so you can cut this off. We'll turn it off. All right. All right. All right. We are back. All right. So I just wanted y'all to know, for those of y'all who was wondering or didn't know or probably don't care. So the old camera, I put that back on the bike. And I got a power bank charging in there in the bedroom. And we're going to use the cord that it came with. And I'm going to wear a backpack. And I'm going to have the cord coming out the backpack. And it's going to plug into the camera on top of my head. So I'm really going to look retarded. The only downside is whenever I turn my head, the view going to change. But you got the ability to take your finger and move it wherever you want to. So that's going to accompany that. They'll fix that. So if I got looking for cars, I turn my head, that's going to turn the view. So if you see that, don't be alarmed, just adjust it with your finger. If you were looking at something, just use your finger to bring it back in the view. That's it. So once again, I'm going to be looking retarded. But the good news is that I won't have to change. I won't have to take the camera off the bike. Let's say we get to the store. I don't have to take. Oh, man, y'all made me forget. You didn't remind me. I'm supposed to turn off the lights. Shucks. Doggone it. Hold on a second. Yeah. I gotta turn the camera on, don't I? Doggone it. Y'all ain't remind me. We supposed to be turning the red lights off. She said, Roxanne, you don't have to turn on the red light. All right. I'm going to turn off the lights. All right, it's connected. Now let's go into the settings. What do you mean no SD card? I do got an SD card. That must be the one that don't work. Okay, so we had to get the other memory card. It's in one of these phones. I gotta take it out. Actually, it's working without it, so don't even worry about it. All right, camera settings. Room reduction, timer. Oh, I don't see it now. Wait a minute. There it is. LED indicator shows the status of the gear via the LED indicator. So turn that off. All right. Now it's saying no SD card. So that's the SD card that don't work. But it's still working. Put it on public. I'm glad we did come back. Put it on public. Now, let's try it again. And we're going to be public. Nah, I ain't going to try it again. We'll find out tomorrow. And I ain't going to fool with it. All right. All right. Let me turn this camera back off. See, don't have the lights on. But I heard it cut off. I'm gonna really look retarded with that thing on my head. I wish I had a pause button. Okay. Let's come back. Get to our next story.
Right now, a missing mother has been found safe. The search for Brandy Crawford was centered in North Harris County. Her family said they hadn't seen her since October 4th. But this afternoon, we learned that she has been located. KPRC2's Bill Barajas tracking the story tonight. Bill, what do we know about the circumstances here?
Well, Crawford was found just a few hours ago. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez with the Harris County Sheriff's Office confirming to me, saying, quote, she is safe and alive through Twitter. Now, one of Crawford's friends also confirming that news. She said she spoke to Crawford and spoke to her directly, and everything was okay. That message through Facebook. Now, Crawford had not been seen or heard of from friends for about 10 days since October 1st. We actually spoke to her dad earlier, who showed up to the home she was living in to pick up a few items. He was not ready to talk about his daughter just yet.
I do know the cops have been here several times to arrest one of the males that lived there. That's about all I know.
That was not her father. Her father telling us there's too much going on right now. Now, he picked up the dog and a few belongings from Crawford's home while investigators were still on scene. Just before that, Harris County Sheriff deputies towed away Crawford's white Chrysler and taped off the home with crime scene. Crawford was last seen on October 4th when she dropped off her child at school, but never returned to pick them up. The 35-year-old and her boyfriend lived in the home for about a year, but neighbors say they constantly argue. Investigators telling us family members advised him Crawford was living with a convicted felon who had been extremely violent with her in the past. Deputy constables of Precinct 4 searched the home and say Crawford's boyfriend was uncooperative and gave them conflicting statements. He was later arrested because of an active parole violation warrant. Now, the person you just heard from, that was a neighbor. Again, she's saying she did not know much, but that the cops have been called to this home several times and arrested a male at that home. As we told you before, we did speak to her father. He was not ready to go on camera. We also asked Sheriff Ed Gonzalez where Crawford had been found. He told us he did not know at this time. It remains to be seen if she will return to this home. Live in North Harris County, Bill Barajas, KPRC2 News.
All right. Let's keep it moving.
Group of violent criminals are now facing federal charges. The Department of Justice announcing today the arrest of 4 men and the warrant for a 5th.
KPRC2's Andy Sirota was at that news conference today. Andy, what kind of crimes are we talking about here?
Lauren, Chris, we're talking about an assortment of crimes, including a violent carjacking, an IRS agent who was fired upon while attempting to serve a summons, and a mail carrier who was assaulted. These partnerships from the federal level down playing a key role in the fight to get these bad guys off the streets. Crime happens every day. We've reported extensively how all types of violent crimes are up across the Houston area. Members of the different federal and Houston area law enforcement agencies say addressing the recent spike takes collaboration.
In today's world, the threats we face are too diverse, too dangerous, and too all-encompassing for any of us to tackle alone.
Of the several recent cases they highlighted, none of which are related to each other, the arrests of 3 Houston men accused of killing a man during a drug stash house robbery took front and center. Charles Dawson is among them and is expected to appear in federal court Thursday. Daniel Prince, 39, is considered a fugitive, and federal authorities are now looking for him. Curtis Sandell, 36, is also charged and is already in custody. Just one example, federal prosecutors say, of how working alongside one another to identify the most dangerous bad guys on the streets is paying off.
We want to get the word out that everybody is working together, that if you're out there committing violent crime, that we are looking for you.
They're also encouraging the public to secure their firearms. Roughly 3,800 guns are stolen from vehicles every year in the city of Houston. Many of them are used to commit crimes. We're live downtown tonight. Andy Sirota, KPRC 2 News.
Let's keep it going.
We begin here at 6 with a Long Island couple who don't feel safe in their own home.
They say that their tenant hasn't paid rent in more than a year and is now threatening them. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has this exclusive story from Center Reach.
Across from a Center Reach church, all is not tranquil in this modest 2-family home.
This tenant has been ruining our lives. We feel unsafe in our own home.
Andrea Toto and her husband have documented the trouble that began in the pandemic when they say their 29-year-old bartender tenant came home with a new car and rent payments abruptly ceased.
She hasn't paid anything since September of 2020. She purchased a new Mustang in August of 2020, but yet can't afford rent.
They claim she's hiding under the Tenant Safe Harbor Act, which Governor Hochul extended till at least January 15th. The governor says it's there to protect those in need. But we've interviewed other landlords in Seaford, West Hampton, Sound Beach, and Sag Harbor, all with tenants who are allegedly bilking the system. Legal expert Christian Calleran.
These tenants are utilizing the law as a sword instead of a shield, manipulating the moratorium and the affirmative defenses to stay in the premises rent-free.
Despite property allegedly destroyed, garbage out attracting rats, cursing at all hours.
I'm about to walk out with machetes too.
Friends allegedly breaking down the back door. Neighbors calling police about suspicious activity. Shots fired in the night on their quiet street.
Since she signed that hardship, there's nothing that we can do.
Under New York's moratorium, tenants must submit a hardship declaration and can apply for monetary help through the state's emergency rental assistance program.
I can't get her out. Yeah. And she wants to sign the emergency rental assistance program so that we get paid. I don't want that money because I'd have to keep her for another year.
We wanted to hear the tenant side.
Do you want to come out and talk to us? Pardon me?
I'm not interested.
Okay.
She just continues to live for free. I've been to court and it just keeps getting adjourned.
Andrea's next court date on hold due to an overwhelming backlog of landlord-tenant hearings. On Long Island, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
With a Mustang instead of paying her rent. You know, she ain't got no daggone sense. You gotta pay your rent. I had to pay extra on my rent to pay it, but goddamn it, I paid it. Cause ain't nobody gonna let me come live with them. So you should always pay your rent. You got a place to go lay your head. You gotta have a foundation. You gotta have a base.
We're getting here at 5 with breaking news. Sentencing for the teenager who pleaded guilty in the murder of Barnard College student Tessa Majors.
Majors was stabbed to death in a park in December of 2019. And today, video of her final moments was played in court. CBS 2's Corey James live in Lower Manhattan with more, including a message from Tessa's family. Corey.
And Christina Maurice, it was a very emotional 45 minutes in that courtroom today for the sentencing. At one point, especially for Tessa Majors' father, who was crying, an officer brought him a box of tissues to help console him. And it was clear in that moment that what happened to his daughter nearly 2 years ago, the pain of that has not gone away. Luciano Lewis walked slowly into the courtroom Thursday afternoon ahead of his sentencing for the role he pled guilty to last month in the death of Barnard College freshman Tessa Majors, the 18-year-old's father, breaking down during the victim impact letter read by the attorney on behalf of the Majors family. At one part, it stated, quote, "With every legal proceeding, we are forced to relive the events of December 11, 2019. We have not been able to grieve our daughter properly in peace." Minutes later, Majors' father left his front row seat while a video of his daughter's last moments was shown. The security camera footage capturing Majors struggling going up the steps near Morningside Park after breaking away from the 3 defendants in that brutal attack. Her attorney saying Majors, quote, had already been stabbed once in the heart. With each breath, she is closer to death. Then you see Majors pull out her phone that the suspects attempted to steal before collapsing face down. Majors' father then returned back to the courtroom as their attorney requested the maximum sentence, stating Lewis asked his accomplices after the attack, quote, "What did you get? What did you get?" Lewis later speaking to the Majors family and his father saying, quote, "I'm sorry that I failed you and became less of the son you raised," end quote. When he asked Majors' family to accept his apology, her father looked away, his eyes swelling with tears. The judge handing down the maximum sentence for the murder, 9 years to life, and an additional 3+ years for the robbery, adding Lewis, while in custody, had been in multiple fights, had contraband that could have been used as weapons, and most recently was involved in a violent slashing with another inmate over a blanket that resulted in a rearrest for felony assault. And before that sentencing decision, Lewis's attorney asked the judge not to consider and factor those incidents involving Lewis, who is at Crossroads Juvenile Detention Center. The judge, though, said that it shows that Lewis is not capable of controlling his anger and aggression, and therefore he is a danger to society.
Yes, he is.
Lower Manhattan, Corey James, CBS 2 News.
And get him off the street. Keep him off the street. Let's keep it going.
Let's begin this noon with a developing story in Manhattan where police are searching for one of the suspects behind a string of high-end armed robberies.
CBS News' John Diaz has obtained exclusive video of the intense police pursuit.
Exclusive video shows the moments police in unmarked cars pull up next to a black BMW on 28th Street by 6th Avenue around 1:30 Monday morning. While cops tried to conduct a felony car stop, the driver tried to escape by driving on the sidewalk. Speeding past a group of people hanging out in front of Pergola, they took cover in the restaurant as the car just narrowly missed them, while different police fired several rounds through the front windshield to try and stop the driver.
I heard like firecrackers pop, 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 and I heard the helicopter. I came out, and then I just saw like a lot of ruckus.
Louis Soto says he saw the whole thing.
I heard a car, like skidding. Somebody scattered out of there.
The suspects led police on a one-block chase, ditching their car full of bullet holes on 5th Avenue. Police were able to capture one suspect while the other ran off. A police helicopter was seen and heard searching for him.
So I heard a lot of helicopters. Yeah. It seemed like it was war.
Police say the two are behind at least a dozen high-end robberies, targeting patrons of elite restaurants and clubs as they exit, looking to rob their expensive items at gunpoint.
They said this has been going on for quite a while.
Back in August, authorities alleged they stole jewelry worth more than $4 million from two people leaving Tao downtown. A few days later, they stole jewelry worth $100,000 from a man leaving Pergola restaurant. This morning, they tried to strike here again.
I'm glad they caught one, but overall, it's not a safe place.
No, you're not safe anymore.
It's very unfortunately. I feel bad about it.
No one was injured in this case, but police say they have also launched an internal investigation since one of their officers fired off his weapon. From the Flatiron District, John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
As police search for the second suspect, we are still waiting to hear what charges the suspect in custody will face.
All right. Now we're going to my city. We're going to my city now.
You only see that in the movies. You think about that. You saw TV movies, people go to drive through the mall and do all the shooting and stuff like that. That's where you see that at.
Security Square Mall showing signs of Baltimore's latest brazen ATM robbery attempt.
But we come over and walk in the morning, me and my buddy. But we saw that.
Overnight, while you were sleeping, authorities confirm, somebody drove a vehicle into the mall's glass front entrance and then through the mall itself toward this ATM by the food court.
It's unbelievable that they actually rode in there, drove in there to get an ATM.
I think that's really crazy. It don't make no sense.
According to Baltimore County Police, while the theft was a fail, the attempt left the cash machine in tatters. First, they rammed into the ATM. Then they tried to lift it into their vehicle, but couldn't. So they left, police say.
All those stores, they wanted an ATM. Only in Baltimore.
And sources tell 11 News they left on four wheels, drove that suspect vehicle through the mall, down the walkways without hitting any kiosks or signs or storefronts, and then drove straight out through a second entrance to get away.
That's wild. That's all I can say. It's crazy.
And then they didn't get nothing.
It's the world we live in now. Crazy world.
So they tore that truck up and they
There
get
are
nothing.
actually two busted up ATMs inside the mall right now. The second one we saw for ourselves, it appeared to have been ripped up out of its bolts from the floor, dragged across the tiles and battered. We're still waiting to hear back from authorities on whether that second cash machine is part of their investigation. Reporting live from Woodlawn tonight, I'm Kate Amara, WBAL TV 11 News.
Somebody sat around smoking weed or high had a really bad idea. Man. All right, hold on a sec. Wait a minute.
Well, new tonight at 5:30, a woman claims a Baltimore City police officer illegally thwarted her efforts to record police activity, and now she's suing 4 officers who arrested her. Makia Smith has filed a lawsuit in excess of $75,000 for both compensatory and punitive damages.
And she's claiming assault, false arrest, false imprisonment, and civil rights violations after she tried to photograph them making an arrest. 11 News I-Team reporter Barry Sims is live in the newsroom with more. Barry.
Well, in her lawsuit, Makia Smith claims she saw something that bothered her, and she got arrested for trying to do something about it as her 2-year-old daughter watched.
He said to me, you want to film things, B, I should have knocked your teeth out.
Makia Smith claims she was just attempting to record how Baltimore City police were handling a juvenile when an officer threatened her and eventually destroyed her cell phone.
I was trying to get some pictures on my phone of it, trying to film it, trying to take pictures, trying to do anything. I didn't get a chance to do anything.
She was arrested and spent 24 hours in central booking. Now she's suing the 4 officers who took her into custody on March 8, 2012. According to Smith and a police report, there was chaos in the 2800 block of Harford Road where a large group of minors had gathered. Smith claims as she sat in traffic, she saw officers around a young male.
What alarmed me the most was one of the officers actually had his knee down, pressed against the kid's temple.
She took out her phone and she says that drew the attention of one of the officers.
I just opened my car door. I didn't move from my car. My car door was still open. And I just held my camera up.
She says the officer came over and told her to get back into her car. She told him she was trying to make sure the boy was not being hurt.
When I proceeded to get in the car, he yanked my camera, my phone out of my hand and kicked it and stomped it. I was trying to get my other foot in the car. I wasn't even given a chance to when he grabbed me by my hair and pulled me out of the car.
According to the charging document, Smith blocked the road and refused to move, used profanity, and injured the officer. She denies it. Her attorney, Lawrence Greenberg.
It wasn't bad enough that they violated her First, Fourth, and Eighth Amendment rights. They destroyed her cell phone. They charged her with second-degree assault of an officer. They charged her with multiple traffic offenses.
The city's state attorney's office declined to prosecute her. Baltimore City Police have a general order that emphasizes the right of citizens to take photos or record police activity. It spells out special circumstances in which officers can collect or seize the recording as evidence in a crime. The Baltimore Police Department is already embroiled in a case that's still pending in federal court. Christopher Sharp claims police seized his cell phone in 2010. And he recorded of a woman being arrested at the Preakness. Other video of the arrest showed up on YouTube.
I feel as though that if I had to follow the law, the police officers also have to follow the law.
But now Makia Smith says if she sees anything else that bothers her, she's just going to mind her own business.
I just don't think for me that the whole ordeal was something that would be something I would ever want to go through again.
Now, that lawsuit was filed today in Baltimore City. A police spokesman says the department has not seen the lawsuit and does not comment on pending legal matters. Reporting live from the newsroom, Barry Sims, WBAL TV, 11 News.
All right, thanks.
I hope y'all realize this right up the street, this right down there on the main road where y'all see the two gas stations at and y'all see the school. And that's right down the street.
You only see that in the movies.
That's literally up the road. One good thing about not driving, you ain't got to worry about this. This is getting ridiculous.
I think they have too many in certain neighborhoods.
In Forest Park Thursday, word is traveling fast about yet another speed camera coming to the neighborhood. Some residents we spoke with were all for it.
I think a speed camera would be good because people will be speeding up and down the street all the time. And especially because this is a school zone, you would want it safe for the kids. So I think it's a good idea.
Others had their doubts.
I just think it's not fair. And if we already have that one and that one on third, and it's a school district, how fast can we go? But no, I think it's too much.
Wednesday, Baltimore City Department of Transportation announced that it would install 4 new speed cameras in the following neighborhoods around the city, as well as 3 new red light cameras at the following intersections.
Living right here, I see a lot of accidents happen with people blowing through red lights, so it might make people a bit more cautious.
In Charles Village at the intersection of West 28th and Huntington Avenue, residents told us the cameras should help to slow people down, which will be a welcome sight. And by the way,
we rode the bike there many a time.
January to August of this year, more than 320,000 speed citations and nearly 200,000 red light citations were handed out in the city. Interestingly, one location left out of the current implementation, the JFX.
This bill has everything to do with safety. The purpose is not to really aggressively discipline drivers, but to really effectively protect them.
Back in May, Delegate Tony Bridges helped get legislation passed that would allow for speed cameras on the dangerous JFX.
All the photo enforcement locations come by way of residential concerns.
DOT officials say they have been working on the JFX cameras for more than a year now, and once they have completed public input sessions, the cameras will go up.
Testing was completed March of 2020, and we actually have a targeted start date or enforcement date of January 2022.
And according to the city DOT, this current installment of speed and red light cameras should be online on or before October 25th. For more information on speed cameras around the city, we've got some links on our website, WBALTV.com, and on our mobile app. We're live in Forest Park tonight. I'm Lowell Melser, WBAL TV 11 News.
I know where he is. That's on the other side of the city. We would need to take 3 bike batteries on Bessie to go that far. We would have to take 3 batteries.
As calm as it is inviting, people living at and near the Gramercy Place apartment complex love it here.
It was kind of unusual because I've never seen anything like this before.
But an unusual scene Tuesday night greeted neighbors like Parth Shah while walking his dog.
I think it was late in the evening or late at night, and I was walking my dog Bruno, and I saw like 7 or 8 cop cars over there.
Howard County Police say this is where they found 18-year-old Michael Lacugna Tuesday night after a report of shots fired. Lacugna was hurt and taken to the hospital. A half-mile over on Hickory Ridge and Martin Road, police found another man shot, 22-year-old Abubakar Diabate.
Around here, it's really like you just don't hear about that kind of thing.
Police say guns were found at both locations. It's unclear now, they say, if anyone else was involved. It doesn't sway people in this Columbia neighborhood, though, just recently ranked safest city in America for the 4th year in a row by Wallet Hub.
That seems to me like an isolated incident. I'm not worried about that happening.
A different scene today as neighbors enjoyed an evening stroll in and around the mall, Shaw and dog Bruno included.
I've never felt unsafe whenever I walk in, so I think it's a safe place.
And again, both men are at shock trauma in critical condition tonight. Meanwhile, detectives are asking anyone with information to contact them. You can remain anonymous. They are offering up to a $2,500 reward. Reporting live in Howard County tonight, Amy Liu, WBAL TV 11 News.
Howard County, let's put the money in. One of the money spots. One of the money spots.
Good evening to you. I'm Ben Bradley.
And I'm Lourdes Duarte. Ray and Micah are off tonight.
We are following several breaking stories right now. A 14-year-old boy has died after being shot inside a home on the city's south side. Police responded to a home near 93rd and Wallace just a short time ago. Police say the victim was shot in the head by an unknown offender. The teen was rushed to Comer Children's Hospital, where he later died. We'll bring you an update just as soon as we get it.
And we are following.
All righty. Ain't nobody chatting, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. As Nia would say, see you soon. As I say, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. We out.